Pete Buttigieg, that's the guy who is gay, who ran for president. He was openly gay. I saw him on TV yesterday. I got to give this guy a shout out. He is so, I would have voted for him for president.
He's very articulate and a well-spoken man, and you always feel comfortable after he speaks.
Did you see him on, I forget the name of the show. It's one of those Sunday shows.
Like Meet the Press or one of those.
One of those. They interviewed him. And he's, as you know, the Secretary of Transportation now. And he was just talking, and the guy is so articulate and down to earth and has a brilliant point of view. Was he a Harvard guy? I think he might have.
I don't know where he went to school. I don't know that much about him.
But he was talking about, we have an issue now in this country where there's not enough. Right now we have a supply shortage. And he was talking about our ports. And he said, this is why they want to pass this infrastructure bill. He says our ports, they can't handle, they're archaic compared to what we need now. Our country's needs are growing.
Well, it's not even that the country's needs are growing. Have you seen what's going on at the port in, I think it's Los Angeles? That there are these container ships that have been out there for months waiting to be unloaded.
Yeah. And he was making the point that, people are buying more and more goods. It's actually a good sign for the economy, but we can't keep up with the supply. Oh, Pete is a graduate of Harvard and a Rhodes Scholar at Oxford. I knew it. Because every question this guy answered, I felt better and better about America, and I felt better about a plan, and I felt like competent people were in charge. And I just was like so grateful. I go, in this day and age where madness, you talk about madness in our country. I'm reading last night an article. I couldn't fucking believe my eyes. Did I print it out? Oh, here it is.
What's the article?
Listen to this headline. This is fucking amazing. A Florida school says students who get vaccinated must stay home for 30 days due to unfounded claim that they'll infect others. And I went, what the hell are they drinking in Florida? What's going on? Like, I live in Florida. I spend a lot of time in Florida.
How do you do that knowing you're surrounded?
I love Florida.
Like
well, first of all, I live a life of a recluse, so I don't really see anybody. You know what I mean? But
right, yeah, they never get near you.
The people I run into over there, though, they seem very nice and normal. I don't know what they're harboring in their heads. But I guess now they're turning the world into the bizarro world, where up is down and down is up, where the people who are vaccinated, they're so angry about this vaccination that is saving our country, that they're saying, if your kid gets vaccinated, we want them to stay home for 30 days because they read somewhere on the internet that you can catch diseases from vaccinated people. This is the crazy stuff that's going on. So when I see Pete Buttigieg on TV, I go, I want to hug this guy for being like a man of science. He's normal. He goes, look, here's what's going on at our ports. He ties together the infrastructure bill, that everything isn't a simplistic answer. This is what we need to do as a country. We're on the right path.
Well, what I love about him is usually the reporter has an alarmist kind of question they ask about a problem.
Yeah,
and he's always calm. Very calm. And he explains it perfectly.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like here he is.
This isn't just a matter of supply. This is a matter of supply and demand. Every item you see, every container on every ship that is waiting at anchor in the ports of LA and Long Beach or anywhere else is there because an American company or consumer purchased it. And that's because demand has surged. Retail sales are off the charts. Remember, these ports are already bringing through record amounts of goods this year. And that's a sign, of course, of the successful work that's been done to bring the economy out of the teeth of the recession that we were facing earlier. So we've got that issue of demand that's mismatched with supply, and now we've got to make sure that the supply chains in the short term and the long run are positioned to catch up. Now, a lot of this should be resolved by markets, but we're not waiting for the markets to take care of it.
Then I'm reading he was getting his balls busted because he had twins with his husband, and he took some time off to, and even handle leave. Yeah, he even handled that well. He was just like, look, there's nothing more important than making sure at the early stages that the kid's set up and that we get things going. And he said, I have a deputy secretary. My job is very important. So not only do I have a deputy secretary who ran things while I took some paternity leave, but they were in touch with me pretty much every fucking day. Don't worry about it. I'm on it. Like, but calmly, you know, I would have like started yelling and getting defensive. I'd be like, you know, hey, fuck you. I'm totally into this job. Fuck off. You know, meanwhile. But the dude is, you know, he was 7 years as an officer in the U.S. Navy Reserve. And then I think he took leave for a deployment in Afghanistan. I'm like, dude, you're going to bust this guy's balls about taking a month for his kid? I mean,
well, you know, none of that means anything. People, they forget anything else but the thing they want to bust your balls about.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't matter
what
that
you've
the
done
guy
in the past. Doesn't matter what you're doing right now. He didn't back up those container ships. They're not backed up because he was on paternity leave.
Right. So they want to bust his balls. I just hate when there's somebody competent, you know, and they just bust your balls and they make you get, and I'm sure a guy who's a Harvard graduate goes, fuck this. What am I doing here?
No, thank goodness he wants to do the job. I don't know how he deals with the rest of the people he has to deal with.
I know. But I love the guy, and I wanted to give him a shout out because I got a forum here. You know, I got some people listening to me, and I'm like, you know what? Let me say something positive about this guy. And, you know, I think if
you got to listen to a lot of nudniks in that job.
Yeah, I think he'd be a really good president. But, you know, I even saw like President Clinton was in the hospital, and I was just like, you know, God bless that guy. You see, a lot of people don't want to be positive, but I still maintain this guy was one of the best presidents ever. The guy
and he was
loved the job.
Also like this guy. He always could break down an issue and explain to you why it was important.
Yeah. And so, you know, I saw he was in the hospital. I'm like, you know what? That guy was so fucking good. I know some people, you know, they're Monica Lewinsky and blah, blah, blah. You know, listen, when it came to being president, the guy...
He never left the office. He had her right there.
Yeah, he had to get his blowjob in the office. He couldn't even go out for it. He's just like, here, give me a quick blowjob. Let me get right back to work. I got shit to do. I mean, he was great. And all right, the guy was a guy. He was flawed. I get it. But what, as a president, in terms of taking charge, making sure the country was running smoothly, also being empathic with people, come on. It felt like someone was in charge of our democracy. It was good. So, God bless.
Well, people hated him for that.
People hate everything. They're all a bunch of bullshit artists. They don't do anything, but they hate. When somebody's good, you gotta reward them. This guy Pete Buttigieg, you gotta fucking say thank you. Thank you for your service, dude.